2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Did you know Microsoft has officially ended support for Windows 10? Upgrade to Windows 11 with an LG Gram laptop. Voted PC Mag's Reader's Choice Top Laptop Brand for 2025. Thin and ultra lightweight, the LG Gram keeps you productive anywhere. And Windows 11 gives you access to free security updates and ongoing feature upgrades. Visit lgusa.com/iHeart for great seasonal savings on LG Gram laptops with Windows 11. PC Mag Reader's Choice used with permission. All rights reserved.
Happy holidays! Want to give your host a gift? Consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show this holiday season. It really helps the show grow. From all of us at Believe, have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and a Happy Holiday.
Hey Canuck fans, welcome to the Line Change Podcast, a presentation of DraftKings, The Crown is Yours. The Line Change Podcast is also a proud member of the Hockey Podcast Network. Be sure to check out the network for your favorite podcast covering your favorite team at thehockeypodcastnetwork.com, the home of hockey podcasts, every team, everywhere. Now in this video, we're going to be going over some more trade speculation and some more trade rumors, but not when it pertains to guys like Kiefer Sherwood, Elias Pettersson, Connor Garland, or any other of the Canucks veteran UFAs that are likely to be shopped. No, we're going to be talking about a report that's come out from Chris Johnston of The Athletic that the Vancouver Canucks are one of 3 teams that are linked to St. Louis Blues winger Jordan Kyrou. The other 2 teams, of course, are the Ottawa Senators and the New Jersey Devils. But we're going to be focusing on the Vancouver Canucks in this one. Now, I know what you must be thinking. Oh, the Canucks are interested in a top and elite scoring winger in Jordan Kyrou. He could really help, boost and bolster this Canucks offense that is, very lacking. Not so fast. Yes, Kyrou is a consistent 60 to 70 point player, but not this year. He hasn't been that this year. He's been struggling a lot, and that is why he is in trade rumors when it comes to the St. Louis Blues, and they might be looking to shop him. And his numbers actually show it as well. Actually, let me bring up his numbers real quick, just so you guys can take a peek, take a gander. So for this season, Jordan Kyrou has played in 29 games, and he has 16 points in those 29 games, 8 goals and 8 assists. He is also a -9 so far this season. I do believe he was recently actually injured, and he only just recently came back from said injury. So he's missed a little bit of time. I know his last 2 seasons, he played every single game. So this is like the first time in a while that he's actually dealt with an injury in season. So yeah, as you can see there, Jordan Kyrou, 6'1", 189 pounds, 27 years old, from Toronto. So he's Canadian, shoots right, and he was drafted in the second round with the fifth. He was drafted 35th overall in the second round by the St. Louis Blues in 2016. But like I mentioned, he's been a consistent 60 to 70 point guy the last several seasons, and he's also been a consistent 30 goal scorer up until this year. Let's actually take a look at his career stats over the last few seasons. So as you can see here, in 2018-2019, his first season with the St. Louis Blues, where he only played 16 games, he only got 3 points. You got to give him the benefit of the doubt there. In 2019-2020, which was really his rookie season, he had 4 goals, 5 assists for 9 points in 28 games. In the 2020-2021 season, he played 55 games and had 35 points with 14 goals and 21 assists. And then he really had his breakout year in 21-22 with the St. Louis Blues. 74 games played, 27 goals, which was a career high, and 48 assists, good enough for 75 points. And then you had 22-23. He had 73 points in 79 games, 37 goals, 36 assists. 23-24, 67 points in 82 games, 31 goals, 36 assists. And then just last season, he finished up with 70 points in 82 games, 36 goals, and 34 assists. And then, of course, this year, as we mentioned, only 16 points in 29. So, as you can see, and as I mentioned, he is a consistent 60 to 70 point guy. You see here 21, 75, 73, 67. So he had a bit of a dip in 23, 24. But he made up for it in assists that year. He was a little down when it came to his scoring after having scored 37 the year prior. And then his scoring would go back up last season, back up to 36, and he was back up to 70 points last season. So, as I mentioned, he's very consistent when it comes to 60 to 70 point range. So when you look at those numbers, you probably think, okay, I'd love to have a guy like that on my team. I know I would. And he can really help, especially a team like the Canucks who are struggling to score. He could potentially really help. But the real question is, what's it going to cost you to acquire a guy like Kyrou, and a guy who has that much, consistency when it comes to his point totals and goal totals, whom, by the way, is in year 2 of a 8-year deal that he signed back in 2022 with the St. Louis Blues, and that began in the 23-24 season. So that season where he kind of took a bit of a dip when it came to his scoring was when he signed that new deal, and then it obviously went up last season. And he's at a AAV of $8.125 million over the next 8 years, and he signed that at the ripe age of only 23 years old. Obviously, he is now 27. But yeah, let's actually bring those stats back up. Let's actually take a look at some of the others. And just going off by his shots totals here, starting with his first season, 16, 39, 98, 188. And as you can tell, as the years went on, he obviously was shooting a lot more, was getting a lot more scoring opportunities the more he ended up, playing. So in last season, he had 17 power play points, 21 the year prior, 23 in 22-23, and 19 in 21-22. So starting from the 21-22 season, he really was producing a lot on the power play, which is obviously something that the Canucks could really use. Also going by his time on ice, you can see, in his first season, just under 10 minutes. His rookie season, just a little over 10 minutes and just under 11, up to 14, up to 16, up to 18, little over 18 here, little under 18 last season, and he's up to 16, 14 so far this year.
All right, everyone, let's talk about drinking and driving, a decision that will change your whole world. Things will never be the same once you get a DUI because legal fees, time in court are just the beginning. Getting into a crash is another way your world could be irreversibly changed after drinking and driving. Your vehicle may not be the only thing that gets damaged in that crash. You could face a life-altering injury or even death. But you're not the only one who could face those consequences. Your decision to drink and drive could permanently change someone else's world, whether you injure them or leave their loved ones grieving. The next time you're out drinking, call a rideshare, a taxi, a sober friend, or a designated sober driver. Always plan for a safe ride home. The only decision that will change your world for the better is the decision to call for a sober ride. It's never worth it to drive drunk. Don't risk it. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Did you know Microsoft has officially ended support for Windows 10? Upgrade to Windows 11 with an LG Gram laptop. Voted PC Mag's Reader's Choice Top Laptop Brand for 2025. Thin and ultra lightweight, the LG Gram keeps you productive anywhere. And Windows 11 gives you access to free security updates and ongoing feature upgrades. Visit lgusa.com/iHeart for great seasonal savings on LG Gram laptops with Windows 11. PC Mag Reader's Choice used with permission. All rights reserved.
So his ice time has wavered, but you can see a pattern here where it consistently went up when he was producing a lot, especially in the 22-23 season, 23-24 season. He was really producing a lot. But, excuse me, sorry guys, dealing with the sniffles. But, yeah, looking at this on paper, Kyrou is one heck of an acquisition, and this is definitely somebody that you would want in your lineup, on your team. But, as I mentioned, the question is, how much is it going to cost you to acquire a guy like this? Because the St. Louis Blues are not going to give up a guy like this for cheap, despite the fact that they want to maybe move on from him. They're not going to give him up for cheap. Now, before we go over the article that talks about this and links Kyrou to the Vancouver Canucks as the team that would be interested in him, I'd like to take a moment to thank the sponsors of this video, starting off with my primary and main sponsor, none other than DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting app of the NHL. The jaw-dropping moments that make hockey, well, hockey. Experience them all with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Missouri listeners, listen up. DraftKings Sportsbook is now live in the Show Me State, New customers, this one's just for you. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN, that's code THPN, to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY, which is 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. Pass-through of per wager. Tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which will expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. This is a limited time offer. Copyright of the NHL 2025, all rights reserved. I'd like to thank my secondary sponsor of this video, Gassy Jack Art, maker of that artwork you see over my shoulder in every single video that I do. And you guys can check them out yourselves at gassjackart.com. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this article written by Stefan Roger from Canucks Trade, where he discusses why the Blues might be looking to move Kyrou, as well as the Canucks' interest and whether or not this trade rumor is even feasible for the Canucks or even makes sense for the Canucks to even, maybe even look at. For a guy whose name sounds an awful lot like Kyrou, that's actually pretty freaking funny. Jordan Kyrou remains a popular topic around NHL centers, as the St. Louis Blues' 25-26 season has progressed through several ups and downs. Kyrou's name has hit the rumor market a few times over. Now that the Blues themselves have declared they are moving forward with quote-unquote no untouchables, it seems like Kyrou's days in Missouri may be numbered. This latest round of supposed trade talks have definitely produced the most smoke, and now we've got some names attached to that speculation. The Athletic's Chris Johnston specifically wrote this week that he thought there were 3 teams most interested in Kyrou. They were the Ottawa Senators, the New Jersey Devils, and the Vancouver Canucks. Now, no one should be all that surprised to see Vancouver attached to any piece of trade speculation these days. The Canucks are known to be very active in the trade market right now, and there's little doubt that they're making some moves in the very near future. Given the size and passion of the Vancouver fan base, it's always good business to throw their name into the mix when talking rumors. But is Kyrou really the sort of player that the Canucks might or should be interested in right now? Kyrou's reputation has wavered over the years, but he's been a remarkably consistent scoring forward since arriving in the NHL. Kyrou debuted in the 2018-2019 season and played another partial season before making it full-time for the pandemic-shortened 2020 to 2021 campaign, during which he notched 35 points in 55 games. In the 4 full seasons since then, Kyrou has played in at least 74 games and scored at least 67 points. His production might come in at times, but the year-end totals have been all too reliable. Until that is this season. Here and now, the player who had either been St. Louis's top or second leading scorer in the 3 seasons prior to this is struggling. Kyrou is sitting on just 8 goals and 16 points in 29 games. It's the worst scoring pace Kyrou has experienced since he was in NHL rookie, and it has him way down in 6th place on the Blues' scoring charts. Hence the thought Kyrou might be moved, and soon. But moved to Vancouver, that seems a lot less likely. The basic interest that the Canucks might have in Kyrou is easy enough to figure out. The Canucks are short on offensive talent and reliable production, and Kyrou has typically brought that to the table. He's usually a good bet to hit 70 points, and the Canucks will almost certainly not have one of their current players hit that total this year. Kyrou would instantly become either the most or second most skilled forward on the current roster, and that's got to count for something, but as soon as we start applying any specific context, the whole idea sort of falls apart. We know the Canucks have stated an interest in a accelerated quote-unquote hybrid rebuild. We know that plan is meant to entail acquiring young NHL-ready players over picks and underdeveloped prospects. But to call Kyrou a quote-unquote young player is stretching the bounds of the term. He's 27, going on 28. He is 7 months and a whole draft year older than Elias Pettersson. Folks like Pettersson are right in that gray area where their current age may still leave enough good years on the table to justify keeping them around, through some form of a rebuild, but it's a gray area already, and it really only applies to the players already on hand. The notion of trading for a player in that age range, still presumably paying a decent amount of assets to do so, is a very different matter and one to be avoided. Speaking of cost, one has to assume that the Blues are looking for the same sort of assets the Canucks should be looking for. Trading for Kyrou makes little sense, but trading from the Canucks' still limited collection of picks and prospects for Kyrou sounds downright counterproductive. In reality, the Blues and Canucks are in too similar a position to be a good fit as trading partners, and even if they were, Kyrou just seems like a bad fit for the Canucks. We haven't even mentioned his $8.125 million cap hit with a full no-trade clause that he carries for 4 full seasons after this one. It's just not a case of money or assets well spent. So as you can see, Stefan doesn't think that Kyrou is a really good fit for the Canucks, especially with where the Canucks and their quote-unquote hybrid retool, or whatever you want to call it, Kyrou doesn't fit the profile nor the age range that the Canucks have already said is what they're looking for. He's only a year younger than Brock Besser. We just mentioned he's slightly older than Elias Pettersson. The Canucks have stated that they want young players who are 25 and 26, between 25 and 26 and under. Kyrou doesn't fall into that category at all. It doesn't exactly state in the article what exactly the cost would be for Kyrou if the Canucks were, very adamant about making a exception for Kyrou, and we're really hell-bent on acquiring him. But I did see on another article that the Blues are seeking a rostered player in return for Kyrou and potentially a draft pick. More importantly, if said draft pick is a first-round pick, is in the conversation, then it's an automatic no for me. Unless you're getting a young and talented prospect, that's the only way I'd be willing to trade a first-round pick. Obviously, right now we have 2 first-round picks. We have our own, and we also have the Minnesota first-round pick that we got in exchange for Quinn Hughes. Canuck fans are adamant right now. They want us to pick multiple times in the first round. It's something we haven't done in a very long time. We were almost able to do it this past draft, but of course the Canucks ended up trading that first round pick that we got for JT Miller to acquire Marcus Pettersson, and that didn't take very long. So this is actually the longest that we've had 2 first round picks, knock on wood. But obviously Canuck fans want the Canucks to draft multiple times in the first round. So that is why I'm not interested in giving up a first-round pick. It's also why I'm adamant that the Canucks get a first-round pick for a guy like Kiefer Sherwood. Obviously, you're not going to get a first-round pick for a guy like Kane, but you should at least be able to get perhaps 1, maybe 2 more first-round picks. Excuse me. At least definitely 1 more first-round pick for sure. For Sherwood. And I think the Canucks are really going to stick to their guns on that and aren't going to, budge when it comes to teams wanting Kiefer Sherwood. They're going to have to fess up a first-round pick for that. But it really sucks that the Canucks find themselves in a position like this because, truth be told, I would absolutely love to acquire a guy like Kyrou. I've had Kyrou in my fantasy hockey leagues in the past. I can't exactly remember if I have him this year. I actually should probably check that. It's not like he's kind of contributing right now with only 16 points in 29 games. So, but I have had him in the past, and he's been absolutely great, especially when he goes on a hot streak and when he's, on his game. The guy can put the puck in the net. He can really produce, but now is just not the right time for the Canucks to be going out and trying to get a guy like Jordan Kyrou, who's aging out slowly. Not to mention he's got some stuff off the ice that doesn't make him very appeasing, that I've heard to have from. And apparently, he doesn't like losing or something like that. He's a very emotional guy. Like something about, I don't know exactly what it was, but something about him, being upset, or I don't know, fans were kind of a little too hard on him or something like that. Okay, right. Sorry. As soon as you guys hear that, you guys know Canuck fans don't want a guy like that. We already kind of have a guy like that in Elias Pettersson. We don't need another guy like that. But at the end of the day, I want to know what you, Canuck fans, think about this trade rumor surrounding Jordan Kyrou and the Canucks' potential interest in him. Are you like me? Are you hesitant and not really sold on the idea or wanting Kyrou? Or would you absolutely love for the Canucks to take a big swing and attempt to acquire Jordan Kyrou and, get some offensive power? Are you like not team tank and, want them to, win and, make the playoffs? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And speaking of that, if you did like this video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a single video. You can find and interact with us on our Discord. Join the discussion. There's a link in the description down below. It is completely free to join, so go ahead and do that. You can find and interact with us on social media as well: Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok. Feel free to give us a follow. If you prefer an audio version of this podcast, you can find us on both Spotify and Apple Podcast. On Spotify, feel free to give us a follow and rate and review us on either platform. Also, make sure to download your favorite episode on either platform as well. It actually really helps out the podcast. So go ahead and do that. And as always, once again, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. And as always, let's go Canucks, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Did you know Microsoft has officially ended support for Windows 10? Upgrade to Windows 11 with an LG Gram laptop. Voted PC Mag's Reader's Choice Top Laptop Brand for 2025. Thin and ultra lightweight, the LG Gram keeps you productive anywhere. And Windows 11 gives you access to free security updates and ongoing feature upgrades. Visit lgusa.com/iHeart for great seasonal savings on LG Gram laptops with Windows 11. PC Mag Reader's Choice used with permission. All rights reserved.
Happy holidays! Want to give your host a gift? Consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show this holiday season. It really helps the show grow. From all of us at Believe, have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and a Happy Holiday. If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.